Aloha and welcome back to the Blue Note Fan Report. This is your first intermission show. I am Guy, the White Blues fan. And yes, I'm a tad early. There's zero point 0.7 seconds left, but wow. What a good, what playoff atmosphere. Playoff atmosphere. Playoff atmosphere. Playoff atmosphere. Playoff atmosphere. No, I came on a little early. There was 0.7 seconds. There were 7 seconds left when I came. I come on when it's the clock's a minute under because I don't know if there's a delay. I mean, this being natural, it won't be much of a delay, but I'm getting there, right? I'm getting there. Oh, Kevin, I don't know. I think Kevin might be watching on NHL 66, but wow, okay. I said it the first intermission or in the pregame. This was going to be all about who got to their game first and stayed on it. Well, obviously, to my eyes, both teams got to their game first. Minnesota got in there, got shots. Blues got chippy, got heavy. And normally when you're heavy against a speedy team, it hurts you. It hasn't. It hasn't hurt you. And what I've seen, the Blues had better chances on the penalty kill. Oh, I know he has, and that's what's really bad, Jeff. I've talked about that so much. I love Kyrou, right? I absolutely Kyrou, right? Well, they figured out a way. Oh my goodness, you guys are coming with the comments today. I want to get on this one. As much as I love Kyrou, as much as I love him, I hope he gets traded. And I know that sounds so bad, but, he needs to go somewhere else because Berube's in his mind so much. It's not even funny, man. Well, if you hit speedy guys, it helps. Well, the problem is it's hard to hit speedy guys, right? What they're doing is they're letting that speed get down to the point it has to stop, and then they're hitting them. And that's what's working. They're not going after it when they're in there. I got Wendy saying hi. Hey, Wendy, did Blackhawks win or lose today? I hope they won. I agree, Golf King, and I hated to say that. I like how they had the camera going with the skates on that 2-on-1 with the penalty kill. Yeah, that was pretty neat. I seen that. Parayko made 3 stakes in a row. He's made a few of them. It's Berube. He's got him so confused. He doesn't know whether to be a defensive guy, an offensive guy. He's confused out there, right? Couple of good scoring Parayko mistakes in front of the net. Husso's been good. He doesn't need to be on the fourth line. He's going to get hurt. I agree with that. I hope he does, man. I really do. Wendy says they lost. They are horrible in morning games. Sorry, Wendy. We wanted that win, bud. Why is Kyrou on the fourth line? Because he's been playing. Because he hasn't played as good, and because he's confused, right? He's absolutely confused, and that's why. But wow, Walker. I did send a link. Let me try again. Right, copy the clipboard. Let's get Lance in here. Here we go. Here it is. There we go. I'm doing the best I can, guys. Ian might come on. There we go. I'm doing what I can, guys. I really am. I'm trying hard. I'm trying hard. Thank you, Ash. Why are the Wild playing Talbot? He is horrible because I guess they're 1A, 1B, and the Fleury played yesterday. I'm not Falk. Yeah, Falk has played good, man. I can join you if you want. Wendy, second intermission, bud. Second intermission. Just a lot going on right now. Wendy, second. Hey, Lance, man. Wow, bud. You hear me? I can't hear you. You're not muted? Check your mic. No, we can't hear you, bud. Yeah. Go out, come back in. Walker's playing great. Walker with the slick mitts. Yeah, that was good. Aussie. Oi. Um, yeah, what a bonehead move. Slam the player into your own goalie. Yeah, I agree. Talbot isn't that bad, okay? I'm stuck with a house full of people I wish I could be on with you. No problem, Ashley. You got to do what you got to do. I hope Neighbors and Bullock get up to speed fast. Put them with Cairo. That might have to be next season, Jeff. It won't be this season. You will not see Neighbors back with us this season at all. Costin's a question mark to me. Gerard, a big question mark. Dakota Joshua's been he's playing a lot bigger than 6'2". I seen that. Can I hear you? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yay, Lance. I said this. They're talking with Letty, and you know what? Letty, keep doing what you're doing. Don't mind the penalties. I said this in the pregame. The team that gets on their game first and stays on it is going to win this game. And I thought both teams got to their game. But right now, it seems like the Blues are staying on it.
Yeah, I would say both teams are trying to definitely play their game. And I agree with your opinion on the fact that if you're not going to use a guy like Jordan Kyrou and use his skills properly, move on from him. Otherwise, you're going to stunt the kid's growth.
Yeah.
It's just plain stupidity. People can go out there and say Chief is great and act like they, Chief this and Chief that because they throw his name around. They know what they're talking about. Jordan Kyrou needs to be let loose is what he needs to be. Can you imagine if Wayne Gretzky played under Berube? He probably would have retired with 400 points.
Yeah, I know. Come on. I'm with you there. I'm with you.
And the remark I heard earlier about Talbot is not terrible. Talbot got that terrible marker on him when he played for Edmonton. Talbot is a good goalie. Is he a top 10? No. But he's a good, serviceable, like Guy said earlier, 1B kind of guy. And that's why they're playing him, besides the fact that Fleury played the other night. Hey, Matty C.
Hey, Matt. Hey, good win today.
Yeah, I would say so. The rookies really stepped up. Well, I wouldn't call Frederick a rookie, but young players really stepped it up today, and a whole ton of chances for Pittsburgh today, and Bruins played well. So
and you know what, Manny, they're going to need those younger guys to show up if they want to do something in the playoffs.
Well, the past two games, I mean, we got a new kid from North Billerica, which is north of Boston. He started. This kid McDonald, he scored. Three new guys just start putting the puck in the net. Not just the Bergeron first line, like everybody expects.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's a spark today. I mean, beating Pittsburgh is a big one. Everybody wants to beat Pittsburgh in the East. So
yeah.
Everybody in the West wants everybody else to beat Pittsburgh in the East too. So
hey, I got a Trexan. Actually, Trexan's been on the show a lot, right?
Yep.
I thought Trexan was a Blues fan. He's a Wild fan.
Yep.
He goes, Blues got a long leash. Their players can play a game in which they can feel free to play a clean game and take cheap shots. I don't agree with the cheap shots.
Nope.
Without fear, because the special teams will bail them out. Many cannot play that way. They need to play a 5-on-5 game. Absolutely correct.
Yep.
And that's what we saw today. I'm okay with Falk doing what he's doing, and I don't think it's not Falk, Letty.
True.
I don't think it's cheap shots. I think he's playing a heavy game, and it may look cheap, but it's not in my eyes. Yeah,
I wouldn't call it cheap. And 20 years ago, they definitely would have called it cheap. He
in my BlueNote.
He's what I would say is I'm not calling him a Tom Wilson, because Tom Wilson's a forward. He's not a defenseman, but he's right on that edge there to where you're not going to get called a penalty if he's where he's at, but if he steps one more closer, it's going to be a penalty.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he took Kaprizov down on his ass.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. And I like that. I actually like that because I talked about this in the pregame, and I don't know if you watch the pregame, Lance, but we're in Minnesota's head.
Yeah, I would definitely think so. And people get upset when people hit up and coming stars like him our hit superstars. It wasn't a dirty hit. It was a clean hit. If you're out on the ice, I don't care who you are. You're open to having a hit. I saw some Minnesota fans on some of the Facebook groups complaining about it, but I thought it was a clean hit.
Yeah, I haven't seen any dirty hits yet at all.
No.
I sent Ian a link. Maybe he didn't get it. I don't know. I don't see him right now. Well, Ian is a EMT, so he might have got called out. I hope everything's okay, Ian.
Yep.
We're thinking about you. Joel Hoffer, they're talking about him being that 6'10" backup kid. The kid could be the guy that comes in for Husso next season.
Well,
He
you know
really,
what?
really
All
could.
season, when everybody's been saying that we have to, that we've got to keep Husso because we have nobody. I'm sorry, guys. The Blues have Hoffer right there, and I said it before. Ellis is good, but Hoffer is a really, really, really good goalie. I mean, for his age, he's the most technically sound. I think he's more technically sound than Allen was at 21.
Yeah.
He's 6'5". He's a tall
Hoffer's
goalie.
6'10".
Nope, he's 6'5", 6'5" and about 180 pounds.
They've got him listed at 6'10". So
on the Blues website, it's 6'5".
6'5". Okay.
Yep.
Wikipedia's got him at 6'10".
No, he's 6'5". I can't think of any goalie that's 6'10" in the NHL right now. There's a couple. Vasilevsky, they sometimes show him as 6'7", other times they show him at 6'6", 6'5".
Yeah.
He's a tall goalie. And you know what? I had some confidence in Husso being the backup this year, but I thought Bennington would play most games. If Bennington was on, Husso wouldn't have played more than 15, 20 games this year.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah, and that's the way Hoffer will be next year, guys. And don't get down on him. I know people in this city love to get down on goaltenders. Give Joel Hoffer a chance, and I think 3 years from now, when people talk about getting rid of Jordan Bennington, I don't have any problem with that because Joel Hoffer will be right there.
He'll be ready. He'll be ready.
He will be.
I'll agree with that. No, right now, I just see. Okay, I'm worried. I will say this: I'm worried. Minnesota, we're in their heads, but they have a young enough team that can do a whiteboard. Wipe the slate clean and come out in the second and keep firing and keep to their game.
Yeah,
It's going to take another goal or two by the Blues to take that away from them.
Yeah, and I think if the Blues, I think Maddie will agree with me too, Guy, and you probably will too. If the Blues get up 2-0, 3-0, I think it's going to be a little demoralizing, but I think we'll get some spots of that big pressure that Minnesota will put on. And I mean, Maddie, is that what you see?
I really think the most comfortable number, like the magic number for the Blues today, is honestly to be a comfortable is 3. Yeah. If you're up 2-0 against Minnesota, the way they're playing just like the Blues, it's not enough.
Nope.
Yeah. So I think that they need to keep going, keep putting the pucks in the net. They scored 2 goals this period. It will wake Minnesota up, but there won't be enough time.
They're in the last 10 games, they're averaging just under, and this was crazy to me, just under 5 goals a game.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They've scored, and if I remember my math right, it was 49 or 50 goals. At 50, they're averaging 5 a goal. They're playing a type of game right now where, you know who they remind me of right now? I'll tell you exactly who they remind me of right now. They remind me a little bit of Boston in 19. Boston in 19 played very, very chippy, but had a lot of offense, right? They're playing a little bit like Colorado right now. Get those goals. Yes, and if you want, I did a piece on Mike Bossy for Full Press Hockey. If you go to fullpresshockey.com, you can see it there. Please check it out. So far, I think like 25 people have read it. So give me some reads,
about it
guys.
A bit last night too, Guy.
Say again?
We talked about that a little last night too.
Yeah. So Bossy was amazing, right? And he was the guy. I'm doing a quick refresh on mine. So I got 26 reads. Yay me!
Did you guys ever talk about that Suzuki puck going over the net and hitting the young kid in the face, and he gave him a stick?
No. Okay. No. We didn't talk about that, and we'll talk about that
after the game,
in the post game.
All right.
You want to know, and I'll just say this real quick. You want to know much to do about nothing? That's exactly what
Yep.
that is.
It is.
That,
It is.
that is a family that I'm sorry that family screwed that up in my eyes. And we'll talk about that more. I thought Nick Suzuki did the right thing.
He did.
Right. And Suzuki's a cool kid. I like Suzuki. Right. Trexon says Blues just need to take whatever liberty, just need to take whatever special teams will not be in the Wild's favor. As a coach, I tell them whatever it takes, special teams will hold the line. I don't completely agree with that, Trexon. I don't think you need to play a dirty game. I don't. But you need to play a heavier game. Play a heavier game. Vegas beat Colorado. We swept Colorado. When? This season? I'd have to check on that.
I thought Colorado beat Vegas once. I might be wrong.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Do you know, Maddie? Do you remember that or?
No.
I'd have to check that.
I didn't hear that.
Hey, you know what, Maddie? It seemed like your goaltending was pretty good today.
Yes,
it was. You notice how much fans I'm getting from other teams, man? I think this is cool.
Yeah, and
I think it's cool that we're growing,
make you
and
feel
I appreciate
good, Maddie.
The thing is that they played amazing. Yeah, they weren't relying on. I think it was Swayman today.
Yeah, I think it was.
I mean, amazingly, Crosby was in front of them, and they couldn't capitalize. So their goaltending was great today here in Boston. Low scoring game, but just a great game for the Bruins. They really needed this definitive game. This is I wouldn't say kind of an elite team in Pittsburgh. They're always a big contender, and they got it done today. So
good job. And I thought it was a good game overall. No matter what side you were on, either team could have won it. And I want to get back to that heavy comment. There's certain times when you want to be heavy, and there's certain times when you don't want to be so-called heavy. It just depends on the team that you're playing and their skill sets. You got to make adjustments on that type of a game. And I think the Blues have played, physical, but there's been times when they've not been hitting a lot of people. You just got to pick your spots.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, I want to address this real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, could you compare what Berube is doing to Kyrou to what Berube did to Hoffman? It's almost the same thing, except they didn't make Hoffman a defensive player. They just played him less minutes on the third line, trying to roll 3 lines, but then he only rolled 2. And Hoffman is a mature player, a veteran player who knows his game and isn't going to let this get messed up. I know what I can do. I know what I can't do. Be quiet. Right?
Yeah, and you know what?
And that's the difference.
Yeah, a lot of people thought Hoffman was terrible defensively. If you go look at his stats, his season with the Blues was one of his best defensive seasons ever. He played a 2-way game when he never had to play that before. I mean, Matty C saw him in the Eastern Conference, and he was just all offense, no defense at all. They put him in there on the power play, and he just scored. And
look at his time on ice too.
Yeah.
Right. So we're almost up. Oh, I want to tell you one thing. Dakota Josh was listed at 6'2". That kid is playing at 6'10". I'm sorry. He is playing at 6'10".
He's a tall guy.
Big. He looks big. He looks strong. He's a great. He's coming in for Torpachenko, and I think he's doing great. The torpedo's getting fixed. Okay, guys, the game is almost back on. We'll see you at the second intermission. Maddie, I'm going to have Wendy on at the second, so I'll have you on at post.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I'm going to have Wendy on at second intermission, so post for you.
Sounds good, man.
Okay, see you then, guys.